As soon as my wife mentioned that my dad was in the Korean War, she says, "Oh, Colonel Hess, he's a national hero." Good afternoon, Marietta. Pleased to welcome you to the screening of the movie Battle Hymn. I'm Larry Hess, and my father is Dean Hess. I'm the oldest of three. I've got two brothers and a sister who is no longer with us. A little bit about the filming of the movie. The filming began in early 1956. Unlike most films in Hollywood, it was based on an article in the Saturday Evening Post called "The Pious Killer of Korea." If you watch the movie, you can see that F-15 number 18 is actually being flown by my father for the movie. My father had a great relationship with the actors in the movie. He and Rock Hudson used to spend some time talking about aircraft and military service, because Rock Hudson had been a Navy aircraft mechanic during World War II. My father was watching some of the filming being made, and part of the script called for an attack on the field, in which the pilots were supposed to run to their aircraft, put one foot on the landing gear, vault onto the wing, and get into the cockpit of their airplane. Some of the Air Guard mechanics had oiled the wheel on Rock Hudson's aircraft, which would have caused him to slip off of the wheel. My father was able to catch it in time and rectified the situation, because you don't want to injure the star of the movie. The premiere of the movie was in Marietta in 1957. I was 13 at the time. It was surreal. I mean, endless dancing, endless parades, endless dinners, endless speeches, and a flyover by a West Virginia Air National Guard F-51. There were huge crowds outside the Lafayette Hotel where everybody from the film was staying. You couldn't get out the door without being accosted by this mob. And I don't mean that disparagingly. It was just exciting to be there. A little bit about my father. He had many great qualities. He was quiet. He didn't like the notoriety that followed him all the way through his career. He avoided the limelight, but he enjoyed talking to people on a personal level. He had a great sense of humor. Some of his pranks in the family were legendary. This beside me is a display prepared for me by one of the directors that I worked for as an Air Force civilian. He knew about my father, and so when he did this, you can see that half of it is blue with my father's mementos on one side, the other half is green, commemorating my time in the Army. Obviously, my father had a better career than I did, but I still enjoy having it around. Korean news agency made a documentary about him, and they asked me, did my father talk about the Korean War? And I said, not really, because it's a very traumatic time. You see a lot of death, you see a lot of destruction, you lose friends, and for him, it was particularly hard on the children, because they were there. They had nothing to do with it. All they knew was war came and to scare them. So but he never really talked much about what outside of the book, what happened in Korea. When my brothers and I went to Korea in 2023, and it was a ceremony for the memorial. We had interacted with some of the original orphans that were evacuated, 10 of them, matter of fact. And one of them, we were at an orphanage we were visiting an orphanage on Jeju, pulls out his phone, shows a picture on there, and it's a picture of all these orphans in 1951 and my dad. Those are my reminiscences of my father, the premiere, and the filming. Yeah, he's a hero, but not in his own land.